Hey guys, Sean here. Today I'm going to do a review on Freddy vs. Jason and the 2010 remake. And I know you guys are probably asking, well, why aren't you doing a review of the first 7 movies before these two? Well, to be quite honest, I'm kind of mixed on the first 7 movies. So I guess this would be kind of the review of the first 7. I have mixed opinions on the first 7 movies. Some I like, some I didn't care for, and some I just thought were really stupid. Hintity hint hint. So today I just figure bypass for 7 and do the ones I really like the most. Which again are Freddy vs. Jason and the 2010 remake. I'm going to start with Freddy vs. Jason first. The plot of this movie, the best I can sum it up, is basically that after the events of Freddy's Dead, the Final Nightmare, Springwood has somehow devised a way to forget about Freddy and basically purge him from Springwood. So 4 years later, Freddy, wanting to come back and kill children again, realizing he can't do that because Springwood doesn't fear him anymore, has to basically, in a last-ditch effort, has to raise Jason Voorhees from the dead so that he can have Jason kill for him and spread the fear again. However, Jason goes rogue and starts going on his own rampage, and so Freddy, realizing that he will have no more kids to kill, has to find a way to put Jason down by beginning an all-out war in his boiler room at a Camp Crystal Lake. That is my best plot synopsis of the movie. So what do I think about this? I do really like it. I think Freddy vs. Jason is the best of the original movies. I say original movies, like these ones. Sorry about that. Some people would say the original is better because it's the original. And sadly, I don't think that is true. Though I do like Robert Englund's performance in that movie, I just think Freddy vs. Jason is a far superior movie. The acting, I think, is real well done, especially Robert Englund. He nails this role every time, and he is the best thing in every movie, even if some of the movies are completely stupid themselves. Robert Englund is the best thing in every movie, of every Nightmare movie, except for this one because he's not in it. And I'll get to that one in a minute. But yeah, the acting is good. No, that's not this one. Though the actress who played Pamela Voorhees in the original Friday the 13th movie, which I've never seen. Speaking of the Friday the 13th series, I have only seen the last 3. And I know what you're saying. Why are you saying 3 movies when there's 12 Jason movies? Well, to be honest, I don't count this as a Jason movie. I count Freddy vs. Jason purely as a Freddy movie. And there are 3 reasons for that one. 4, in a way. There are 3 reasons for that. At least 3 reasons. 1, Freddy's name comes first in the title. 2, the movie opens with Freddy's backstory. And 3, this movie takes place primarily in Springwood. We don't go to Crystal Lake until the last act. So for the vast majority of the movie, we are in Springwood. And the 4th reason is because it's in this 8-disc set. But those are my 3 reasons why I think this is more of a Freddy movie than a Jason movie. Which, all due respect to the Jason fans, yeah. And speaking of Jason, like I said, the actress who played Pamela Voorhees in the original movie, I think her name is Betsy Palmer. She was originally asked to reprise her role in this movie, but for some reason she didn't do it. I don't know if it was a scheduling conflict, she didn't like the script, or if a studio just didn't want her back or something like that. I don't remember. But for some reason she was supposed to be in this one, but for some reason was taken out of it. I don't know why. And speaking of, Kane Hodder, the actor who played Jason in the last 3 movies, in the last 3 Jason movies before this one, he was supposed to come back as well, but I don't know if it was Ronnie Yu or the studio. Ronnie Yu, the director of this one, who previously directed Bride of Chucky. But for some reason, I don't know if it was Ronnie Yu or the studio saying, that they wanted a different actor because they wanted somebody who could be physically taller than Robert Englund, which I understand in a way, but I do feel bad that even though I'm not a diehard Jason fan, I do feel bad because Kane Hodder had stated in an interview once that he could not wait for the ball in this movie to get rolling because he really wanted to kick Robert's ass. So I do kind of feel bad for him. But yeah, I do like Freddy vs. Jason. I think it's a very cool movie. Some of the deaths are really good. Sadly, Freddy only gets one kill in this movie because Jason's pretty much killing everybody else. I do like the fights between Freddy and Jason. I think they're very well done, especially the boiler room fight, which I think that was the better fight in my opinion. Especially with Freddy tossing Jason around like a pinball, and even has the pinball sounds. That I thought was kind of funny. So yeah, I would highly recommend Freddy vs. Jason. It is my favorite with the original series, and I think it was a great way for Robert Englund to end his run as Freddy. Now, we go on to the movie that everyone hates, but I like, the 2010 remake. This is the first and only movie without Robert Englund in the series. This was rebooted by Platinum Dunes and Michael Bay, who directs the Transformers movies. And I think he's supposed to be coming back for the fifth one. I don't know yet. But, different subject entirely. This movie stars Jackie Earle Haley in the role of Freddy Krueger, replacing Robert Englund. And Robert gave Jackie his full support, saying he was a fan of Jackie's ever since a movie called Breaking Away, or something like that, I think it's what it's called. And thought Jackie Earle Haley did a very nice job in this movie, and I do agree with that. I think Jackie Earle Haley's very good in this movie. This movie is basically a remake of the original movie, although it was originally supposed to be a prequel, I think, to the original movie. Because at the time, before Platinum Dunes bought the Nightmare series, they were originally thinking of doing either a prequel to the original movie or a sequel to Freddy vs. Jason. Now, I would have been fine with either one. Even though I'm not really a fan of the original, I would have been fine with a prequel. Because I'm usually a guy who likes backstories. But I do like this movie. I think it's very well done. The actors do good for what is required of them. Jackie Earle Haley I thought was awesome as Freddy Krueger. Though I do agree he will never top Robert Englund, and that's honest to God truth. But the actors I thought were cool in this movie, and I also thought it was kind of cool to see Judith Hogan from the Halloween Town series in a cameo. I thought that was freaking cool as hell. But yeah, the death scenes I thought were okay. They weren't really all that creative like the past movies, because some of them are just basically Freddy stabbing the person and whatnot. So the death scenes, they don't really get much points from me, but they're okay for death scenes. So yeah, this movie stars Jackie Earle Haley, Cal Gelner, Rooney Mara, Katie Cassidy, Thomas Dekker, and Kellen Lutz, who is only in this movie. Kellen Lutz is only in this movie for probably 5-10 minutes, and that's mostly because he had to go and film the third Twilight movie around this time. He was busy with either filming New Moon or filming Eclipse around this time, so he wasn't really in this movie all that much, which is understandable because he had a prior scheduling conflict. But there was some deleted footage that I thought was in the trailer, which I thought could have been a better death scene for Dean, which was he's at this party and he's standing on this stairwell rail or something, and then he just falls and he lands and he falls through a glass window or ceiling or whatever, which I thought would have been a cooler death, but I don't mind the one that's in this one. Katie Cassidy, her character Chris, pretty much dies the same way that Tina does in the original, although I think this one was better than the original movie. The director of this was Samuel Bayer, who was basically a music video director prior to this movie, and he does very well with the material, with directing this movie. Robert Englund actually gave this movie his blessing, though Wes Craven, for some reason, may he rest in peace, did not. I think it was because he probably wasn't asked to be a part of it, which I understand somewhat. And I do like how they put Freddy's backstory in this movie. That was one. I know I may sound weird for this, but that was actually one of the things I really didn't care for about the original. that, and it was stupid in general. But they do give Freddy's backstory in this. We don't have to wait 5 movies for it, like the original series. In this movie, he was a preschool gardener who would secretly molest the children at the preschool for reasons really not much explained. And all these kids who are now teenagers have mysteriously repressed the memory, mostly because their parents are trying to hide it from them, and they spend the rest of this movie trying to dig up Freddy's past and why he's after them. And it contrary to the original movie where the parents, take the law into their own hands after Freddy was let free on a technicality. This movie, they just skip the police and go right after him, and they go after him without any proof of him being guilty, which he obviously is. Although the idea of them trying to set up that Freddy may have been unjustly murdered, like he may have been innocent, I thought that was a really cool idea until they decided to screw that idea over in the last 10 minutes. So, if I have any nitpicks about the movie, pretty much that they hit a good concept, but they screwed it up in the last 10 minutes. So all in all, I do like this movie. I think it's very well done. It's highly enjoyable, much better than the original movie. But if people don't like it, that's fine. It has a 15% on Rotten Tomatoes, which I really think it should have been a little higher. The original, for some reason, is 96%. That's way too high. But yeah, I do enjoy this movie. I respect people who say they don't because it's a remake. But that's just my opinion. I like this movie. You guys may not. I may find Freddy vs. Jason to be a better Freddy, or to be a better quote-unquote original movie because it's part of the original series. But again, that's my opinion. You guys may not like that. You may not agree with me. But like I said, just my opinion. Go with that as you will, or not. But that's just my opinion. I don't know what my next review will be yet because I don't have set schedules. I just review them as I go. So I will catch you next time for my next review.